Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed transition time. Ghost Town Alive and Summer Nights are no longer a nightly event, and because of that, unfortunately, Soak City is no longer a daily event either. Weekends only for the next 5 weeks or so. With that being said, we all know what comes next, right? I think we should go check it out. So we've got about, a week and a half until the announcement event. So things are gonna be a little up in the air, and we wait with bated breath for the next couple days. I did notice one thing about the 2 new mazes that are being made over where Dark Entities and the Depths was, and that's this little scarecrow guy. No idea if that's actually a scarecrow guy or if that's being used for props somewhere else or being used inside of a maze. But
he's there.
Just hanging around.
Just hanging around.
So, could be something. The rest of the maze, they finally painted that little house black there. Whether it's the exit or the entrance, we still have no idea. And the Addams Family house still looks the same. They're working on the inside of it during the day, probably all day and night. So 2 weeks, we'll know what these are. And then the other thing to be excited about too is the reopening of the Legacy store. It's going to be really fun. Last year they announced a whole bunch of different merch items for the 50th anniversary. This year they didn't go over any of that at the Scary Farm panel, so they're probably going to do it all here at the event in a couple weeks. So I'm really curious to see how different it's going to be. We all see the look is different on the decals on the windows, so I'm assuming that the look inside, with the exception of the decorations and stuff, how the vibing is going to be different because they're not celebrating the 50th. They are in fact celebrating their 51st. Seems like KNOTT may have anticipated there being less people here. They do this kind of every year at the end of summer and the end of Christmas. They don't anticipate any kind of spillover of people on vacation, like at the very end of their vacation period. So like they usually are well understaffed on weeks like this. So just be prepared that if you're going to come like at the end of like a holiday season, like the day after or two, that most likely lines are going to be a little bit longer because staffing is going to be a little bit less. Just something to be prepared for. And that being said, if you were going to ride Ghost Rider on a day like this would be the time to do it before it starts getting crazy toward the end of the day. But guys, I'm with Andrea, so we have to stop by the bakery and get some of those cookies. For the record, inside the Calico Bakery, right in front of the cash registers, the AC blasts in the summer, and it feels
amazing.
The walls around the Camp Snoopy entrance are still up too. Those things are still gone. It doesn't look like they've done much besides repaint the rocks. They look almost brand new now. They look really good. So who knows when they're gonna actually bring these walls down and turn this water back on. And while we're over here, we're still waiting for a sign to let us know which land we're actually walking into. I mean, we can't rely on this guy to tell us everything. I mean, he's just holding his hand out like he's supposed to be holding something, but there's nothing in there.
Maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
While we're over here, take a look at that. They brought back, finally, the main design out in front of the Camp Snoopy store. And boy, oh boy, does it look good. I am very much into this. This really, really makes me... Oh, horses.
Hi, ponies.
All right, let's see what's going on in the rest of Camp Snoopy. Beagle Express is taking a day off. What's going on with that? So is Silly Sidewinder. Oh, look at all this. They got a whole thing over here now. They got like a little booth and they put the tarp over the game, but the walls are down. It's all there. So this will be open probably real soon. But speaking of things that are finally open, everybody take a look. It's Sally's Swing Along. It's finally here, operating in full effect, and the line is already too long for me to want to jump into it to ride it. So there you go. Camp Snoopy is now complete.
You complete me.
All right, people, that music means only one thing. It's party time.
It's party time!
So I could be going off my rocker here, but I'm assuming that the reason why Sidewinder and the Beagle Express are both closed today is because both rides run in close proximity to Montezuma, which means they're doing something here, which is good because it's time to get going here and it's time to get this ride moving. Everything's still under tarps, but I haven't heard them actually working in such a long time. It leads me to wonder what's really going on. And remember, if the camp swing is too much for you, you can always come over here to the minor leagues and ride La Revolucion. That seems much more tame, much more my speed.
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
All right, moving on. Thanks for visiting Fiesta Village.
English, mother... Do you speak it?
We came to the Boardwalk to try to find shade. We heard this is where all the shade was. No? No shade? Got it. and we're still waiting on the second train for Accelerator, because I'm sure people are getting tired of waiting for 5-minute revolutions between trains to ride this ride, aren't they? Or no? I don't know, the line's not really that long. It's probably like 30 minutes maybe at that short, but still, let's get 2 trains on there while it's slow so we can get them tested and running.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
So when we got here, they had just had an earthquake, so they had to do like safety checks on everything. And it was weird driving by because we didn't see any of the rides in operation. Now they're all in operation, and this place is pandemonium. Boardwalk pandemonium. Bring the party. Hey, we found the shade, and we made it through our first summer of summer nights without having the DJ up there. And I have to tell you, something was lacking this year, and I think it was the guy that used to be in that little circle. And we're still waiting with bated breath for this market to come to fruition. Sally's swing along beat it to the finish line, but this is coming along rather swimmingly. So I give it maybe another month or so. Maybe by Scary Farm, this thing will be ready to go. All right, but let's do everybody a favor and head back in time
To the 20s.
when things were roaring a little bit. Oh man, Berry Tales is roaring. People trying to shoot some coyotes. That doesn't seem very nice.
Did start this war. They started it years ago.
While I'm walking through town, I do want to make mention also that because Summer Nights in Ghost Town Alive are only running on weekends now, KNOTT is going back to their normal hours. Not really this week. This week, Monday through Friday, they're closing at 8. But starting next Monday, they're going to be closing at 6 p.m. again. So keep that in mind next time you come to the park, that they're not going to be open late anymore unless it's the weekend. All right, that's all we wanted to do there, was just tell you about the park hours. Now we can go on to more pressing matters, such as
The Pony Express.
and in what perhaps could be the best news of the day, possibly even the week. It looks like the river rapids are finally running again, just in the nick of time for summer vacation to be ending. Nonetheless, it's hot out here, so this ride might be the MVP of the park to me. Pony Express, though, still kicking full gear, running both trains. Nice long line. Things are still the same over here in this corner of the park. These kids are calling Whittle's grandpa. I don't know how he's going to take to that. They better hope he doesn't haunt them. All right, that's enough messing around in the woods. Let's see what's going on in town. Smells like barbecue somewhere. Maybe some firemen are making a barbecue.
Let's ride on these fools at their own barbecue.
All right, as Andrea goes through the exit for the Calico Tater Bites, hopefully they can help her, because I could really go for some tater tots right now. Today is actually a very good little tweener day. Like it's very low key, but it's not completely empty. This is a good day to come to KNOTT. Probably a good week to come to KNOTT, right before school starts. End your summer with a bang. Doesn't get much better than KNOTT's tots, especially if it's the buffalo chicken tots, or the cheeseburger bites tots. Kind of delicioso. Or Harley tots. I think we got business elsewhere though, so we got to catch the train to the next town and take care of a little business. But you're allowed to join us. You can come with.
Saddle up, partner.
We got economy class today. I hope the ride's not too bad. I know you're used to first class, but this is what we're doing right now. All right, we're out of here.
So long, suckers.
So long,
Oh man, they're going way faster than we are.
Yeah, I was gonna rob you guys, but I'll let
That's why we brought her, because we knew you had a soft spot.
I'll tell your truth.
Oh, thank you.
You better buy her anything she wants.
Wait, what is this?
Some sort of circus?
Oh, that looks scary. Scary farm. And this is kind of what I mean by like a chill day. Like Silver Bullet is a walk-on, an absolute walk-on right now, running full strength, not shutting down, and just eating up this line. If you're into these thrill rides, man, this is like a heaven for you. This is the beast of Knott's Berry Farm, people. Don't ever forget that. And these walls are still up over the interaction point for Forsaken Lake. Obviously, these are going to be up until they come down.
I'm Captain Obvious.
Which will be sometime in September, but they still have all that other stuff kind of spread throughout the backstaging area that they always do too. But it's funny that they got this out so fast this year, because it really does look a little different than it did last year. I'm sure it's going to be the same thing, but something just looks different about it. I don't know, something exciting. All right, that's going to do it for us. We're going to tap, but I think it's going to be a good week. Everybody had a good time. Boys had a good time. Plenty of stuff to ride. Even though it seems like there's a lot of people, there really isn't that many people in the lines and stuff. So, but now it's time to parent again as we taxi cab the kids over to their new junior high schools. Good luck, parents. Happy back to school time. So we see you again in the studio, on the mountain, or in the farm. Catch y'all on that flip-flop.